Have you ever wondered how the wisest king who ever lived died? If you're thinking he died an old and natural death, well, that would be wrong. In today's video, we'll look at the last days of King Solomon, the tragic end of the richest and wisest king who ever lived. So make sure to watch till the end. And don't forget to subscribe for more amazing videos. 1 Kings, chapter 11, verse 42. Then Solomon sat on the throne of his father David, and his kingdom was established before him. For the Lord God had given him rest on every side. He had no enemy till the evil spirit from the Lord raised up adversaries against him. Solomon became rich beyond his wildest dreams. His wealth surpassed that of all the kings of the earth. He also gained wisdom, which made him famous throughout the world. People came from all over to see him and to listen to his wisdom. But Solomon's heart became proud because of this fame and riches. Verse 9, But when Solomon was old, his wives turned his heart after other gods. And so his heart was not wholly devoted to the Lord his God, as the heart of his father David had been. As Solomon grew older, his many wives influenced him to worship other gods. They built temples and made offerings to these gods, and they led Solomon into sin. Although Solomon had done great things for Israel, he failed to remain faithful to God in the end. Verse 28, For it was so that when Hiram king of Tyre sent messengers to inquire about Solomon's heart, that he might give him the promised help, he took an oath by the Lord his God. Why do you inquire into my heart, seeing that you know all my secrets? Here the Bible tells us about Hiram, the king of Tyre, who heard about King Solomon's woes. When Hiram heard this, he became very upset. He didn't understand why someone as wise as Solomon would turn away from God. Hiram decided to visit his friend and see what was happening. Verse 30, Then Solomon said to Hiram, Come and take your rest with me. What is there between you and me and my God? Take your heart and whatever you want. Hiram replied to Solomon, You are the wisest man alive, but aren't you in distress? Why do you grieve so much? Please tell me so I can send help. Verse 34, But Solomon said to Hiram, My friend, not only in my distress did I say this, but my heart is troubled every day. Why then do you ask for gold and silver? You are the richest person next to God. Tell me, what is troubling your heart? Maybe I can help. But Solomon answered, My friend, there is nothing like the wisdom God has given me. I am rich and famous. Everyone around me wants to be my friend. But despite all my riches and all my wisdom, I have one problem. Every night I fear for my life. I'm afraid that someday my sons will kill me and take my kingdom. That's why I'm so sad. First, Solomon says that he is rich and famous. People come from all around to see him and listen to his wisdom. But then he says that he is afraid that one of his sons will kill him so they can become king. So he asks Hiram if he can build him a fortress. This way, Solomon thinks he can protect himself and his kingdom will stay in his family. And Hiram said to Solomon, My brother, tell me the cities you want me to build, and I will bring them to pass. When Hiram heard this, he thought that Solomon was really troubled. So he asked him which cities he should build for him. Then Solomon said to Hiram, Can't you see that my palace is huge and my empire is large? It will take many years to build all the cities you've asked for. I need you to build me a fortress. That way I can keep my sons from taking my kingdom by force. Verse 43, Thus Adoram was over the tribute, which is called Manet. In his time, Israel was at peace. All the princes were peace officers under him. Each one brought his own tribute on his appointed time. After Hiram finished building the fortress for Solomon, he left it and went back to Tyre. Because everything was going well in Solomon's kingdom, he appointed Adoram over all the forced labor. Everything was peaceful during Adoram's time. Each leader of Israel brought his tax at the set times. Verse 44, And those who came from the sea had the best of all kinds of fruit once a year. They brought their tribute in ships. and all that was in the garden of the king, both spices and cinnamon. I had storehouses there. Moreover, those who traded in ships went to sea once a year. They would bring in wine from Syria and apricots from Sheba. Also, they traded in gold, silver, ivory, and apes and monkeys. And the king surpassed all the kings of the earth in riches and in wisdom. And so it was that Solomon excelled all the kings of the earth in riches and in wisdom. In this passage, it says that everyone brought their taxes at the proper time. Those who traded in ships brought in the finest fruit from all over the world. Once a year, traders would sail from Sheba to bring in wine. They would also bring in spices and cinnamon from the garden of the king. Furthermore, the traders brought in gold, silver, ivory, apes, and monkeys. Truly, Solomon became the richest man on earth. Despite all this, the Bible tells us that toward the end of Solomon's life, he became very sad. Why? We can read about it in the next chapter. So until next time, Shalom.